Hello, everyone. Look who isn't dead. Oopsies. Bleh. I've been gone for a month. Oops. That one's kind of on me. Uh, yeah, no. I've been just kind of like, how would you say it? Sad? I don't know. Just like, oh, I try to stream, I immediately sit down, start setting it up. I get instantly into a bummy mood. I'm like, damn, I'm sad. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I go do something else, and then I just stop. I stop being sad, But today I'm feeling pretty good, so like, not bad. It's not so bad. So today we're not doing anything too crazy. I'm went back to some of my old projects, like the action figure I worked on last year. I don't actually know if I showed any of that like on stream. I think actually no. I did at least once. But I'll be showing that off, working on that. Oh, maybe even showing off the other like stuff with like my cat on CAD too. We're not doing anything too crazy. We're gonna have some. Oh, blah. YouTube Premium. I don't want to pay for premium. So yeah, how's everyone doing today? Not sure if many people will show up, considering how long ago I've been gone. So, eh. But I've never really streamed for like the idea of popularity. I mean, I kind of did, but like not really. Not in a sense that like, oh yeah. I don't know how to really describe it, but yeah, no, I've been just like working on this again because it's like, oh, I kind of got some divine inspiration, It just kind of came to me, some ideas on how to do this properly. I'm gonna go separate this. So yeah, what? So what? Three? Let me check back. I think it's been like a month. Yeah, 36 days. Oops. So yeah, no. I've been just like being hit back to back to back with like waves, sad waves. So I'm like, waves of sadness. So I was like, didn't really work out. So anyways, oh yeah, I guess no. There's too many noises. I thought I could do it again. No. I was listening to something. No, I can't focus on that. Too many. Was it three things? Three modeling, focusing on stream, and then listening to the third thing. Yeah, no, I can't do it. Okay. Anyways, I haven't been. Oh yeah, no. What last stream? What was it? It was. I'm free for at least a good bit because I'm free of the school system because it's summer. I got summer classes. I got summer classes. I got. They got me. They got me. So yeah, no, that's one. That's another reason why I was gone, because I was like, they got me. What can you do? So yeah, I've been actually focusing a lot on classes because it's like more math, another math course. I'm like, yeah, no, that stuff's scary, man. That gets me. So, yeah, no, it needs my focus. And then, oh, I should, check if... Because in a way, it's supposed to click in to here, so... Okay. There's that, you know, got back to class. Though, weirdly, my mind is still in, like, hey, summer mode, so I'm, like, you know, really out of it. I've been kind of out of it with that. Which is kind of annoying, but, like, you know, it could be like that. And then, from there, I've been mostly I've been doing, I guess, summer stuff. Like, oh, it's warm outside. I can finally go do stuff, like, do outside stuff that I have in my setup for stuff. Like, I can airbrush again. I didn't airbrush. But I can solder again. Which, one of the first things I did after I got out was, got into summer was, I use my controller is well, I bought it used, an Elite Controller 2. You know, because I really like the weight, I like the button, the back panels and all that. So I'm like, oh yeah, I get that. So I get, the controller, it's got stick drift on, the right stick, you see. So I was like, oh, okay. Which, in reality, I don't think it was actually drift. It was just like, it was kind of like, the calibration was bad. Like, I needed to fix the calibration on it. Which, that's something I only, like, was like, oh, I kind of think about it in hindsight. I'm like, oh, you know, I could have, it would have been, like, a calibration issue, right? But anyways, oh, you know, I should just hide the skeleton. H. There we go. The main focus for this was less about the side to side and more about the up and down. So, like, if you think about it like this. I was trying to do something like this, so it's like a good bending up, and it's like, oh, I guess you'd have to bend it about like that. You see? Oh, I guess that kind of shows it's like, oh, I can get away with, like, making this a bit taller, like that. It's not exactly in the middle, so... something like that. That should, be good. So basically, I got hit with divine inspiration, because it's like, you know, the big... You know, I can actually just show it on screen. Let me, pull up the joint detail. Oh, you know, I can show this too. This is actually kind of cool. So, this is the figure I made last year. It's where, the main thing I did was, like, I moved it from, I actually don't know what happened to these files, but it's like, I built all this in a little CAD software. It's called Tinkercad. It's for the little kids. But it's just because, I happened to... back in, like, high school, I used to teach kids how to do stuff like this. So, like, as, like, volunteer work. So I used to teach kids how to use Tinkercad, so it's, like, the most comfortable I am in CAD software. I've been trying to move into, Fusion 360, but I just haven't had the chance to. You know, using other designs, like, oh, I was trying to make it uncomplicated, so it's like you pop that in, so it can just spin. I actually have the figure I 3D printed right here in my hand. I put it on. I brought it with me to my table to understand where I went wrong. A part that I went wrong was like here. Instead of actually doing it like good, I guess, I don't know. This, you know, it's just a circle sphere as like a shoulder coverings. I'm not a fan of these joints. They're a little too grindy. But like I was having a lot of trouble like, you know, getting these joints done. Like, okay, you see this? Like, okay. These joints I got inspiration of from the very popular 3D printed one. It was called Dummy 13. I actually looked at those files in CAD. It's like, oh, fuck, that's genius. Why did I think of that? But anyways, I got inspired by that and tried to make joints like this, but it just did. You know, I'm not as good in CAD software as that guy was with a snoozaphone. So instead, I spent a lot of time trying to replicate this. And then other projects I've worked on, like, oh yeah, the joint maker, which is fully, like, the thing, the snoozaphone joints. Me trying to build it, some other stuff like that. Oh yeah, there's the test, which for some reason, stupid old me, I just went in. Oh. For some reason, I just didn't make spheres. Then me testing out making ball joints using rubber, like the piece inside as rubber. So it's like, oh, wear to help reduce wear and tear. But like the big part that like really stopped me was something like this. Was this one, where it's like, okay, I have a figure, I broke the little hand joint. So I'm like, okay, redesigning the whole hand joint, you know, getting the measurements and stuff, like, okay, you can see where it works, you know, like this. It sticks together, like, you know, pop it in, like that. But the thing is, when you're 3D printing, it's line by line, so, there's a grease pencil. It's line by line, you see, like this. Which means any force that, like, pulls up like this, or, you know, like that, it's weaker against these forces than it would be if you compressed them, you know? So it's very bad against, like, shearing forces. And, as you can see, if you printed them like this, line, line, line. Oh, can I actually draw on Tinker? No. You can see it's like line, line, line. So, always when you're playing with this stuff, it's just like, it just snaps. It's not strong enough. Sometimes it's not tight enough either, but like, that's a different issue. Anyways. So, I finally got some divine inspiration, which I remember a while ago I kind of thought about the idea of like how SH Figure Arts does their joints. Where, okay, let me go and get them SAF joints, where technically it's like the same thing. It's practically the same thing, but it's just like this is a modified version. It's close enough to what I'm trying to explain. You can see it's modified. It's a modified, but like, okay, sure, whatever. But what they do is they put effectively like a metal rivet inside that helps to that like gives it the strength for the joint. And I was like, oh, you know, I remember a few years ago when I started trying to do this stuff, I did buy like metal rods to try and do this. I actually don't remember why I bought metal rods. It might have been for this, might have been for something else. Don't actually remember. But anyways, I got some divine inspirations. Like, okay, if I just hammer the, like, you know, I 3D print it with the hole, a hole that's smaller than the actual rod, and just hammer the rod in, it creates a very strong and tight joint. And I went a step ahead, went a step further, and it's like, oh, you know what? You know what's effectively a straight tube? A straight stick? Of plastic? That's the same as PLA plastic? The filament. So I hammered it in, and because the reason why I hesitated with that is because, you know, it's very the filaments, you know, you can just snap it, right? But I kind of thought about, it's like, okay, if I remember how things work, the shorter it is, the harder it is to snap, because, you know, shorter sticks, the harder to snap, especially for how, like, big it is. So because it's only like, what, 3 millimeters long, the stick I use to hammer it in, it's perfect. Which is just like, oh, the moment I figured that out, I cracked the case wide open. It's like, oh, I can do this. I can 100% do this now. It went from a maybe to, yeah, no, I got this. I got this. So yeah, you know, that's like, that happened like not even last week, like 3-4 days ago. So I like, it just finally came to me how to solve the issue. Then what else? Oh, and then conveniently also a while ago, like, it actually, that could have also been like, nah, probably more like closer to 6 months ago, where I accidentally one of the local liquidation centers that I go to, you see, they sell all kinds of stuff. Every once in a while they get filament, okay? And convenient, they every once in a while when I see it, it's like, oh, they get ABS filament. I was like, oh, ooh, that's a good deal. You know, I get ABS for the cheap. And when I bought this filament, I happened to not realize that that filament was actually 3 millimeters thick, because certain 3D printing machines actually use 3 millimeters thick filament rods, filament spools, and because of that, I can't use it. And so I was like, I put it up online, like, you know what, I'll sell it, because, you know, I have no use for it. And I just happened to realize, because of the whole, oh, I can use the filament to like make the joints. You know, 1.75 millimeters, because that's the standard sizing. That's a little small, right? We could go a little better than that. I use the ABS 3 millimeter. The 1.75 for the small spots, like, I don't know, small spots like hand joints, ankle joints, you know, stuff like that. But for the 3 millimeter, I'll use for arms and legs. And that's when it's like, I'm cooking. And using also the idea of, like, the stuff I've also, like, learned from, just 3D modeling stuff, just learning how to do it. Hey, just give me a second, I'm just doing a little thing on my little phone game. Phone games, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, sure, I'll just leave it on. Okay, so because of that, I have 3 millimeter joints, I can do that. The only small part is, like, the toe joint, actually, how I measured on the little action figures, like my Mafex Spider-Man, and then SH Figure Arts Spider-Mans. They're about 1.5 millimeter. I don't have anything that's actually 1.5 millimeter. So I was thinking of, like, buying, you can actually buy almost, like, effectively perfect, like, metal rods for these things, you know? They're, what are they called? They're, like, low... Oh, crap. What are they called again? Give me a moment. Let me look. I have it on my little page. Shopping page. I think it's like locating dowel. Yeah, cylindrical locating dowel pins. And those pins are meant to be for I think most of them are meant to be for when you what was it called? When you make a for locks, for like for I'll just quickly draw it. I'm having a bit of trouble. So this is a lock. You know, it's got the little thing, the cylinder that sticks in like that. You see? So the lock is in a little tube, and there's the pins here, which the key goes into, you see, you know, like here. So it moves this, and then there's like springs that hold it down, which is how you know it, like, you know, it's a lock. So you can buy the pins inside, like these pins, in different sizes, because I don't actually know why. I don't understand why. You can just do that. But anyways, you get those pins. You can buy them for a pretty variable amount of sizes, up to like 10 millimeters, from like 1 to 10. And you know what? That fits exactly into action figure joint. So you just buy those locating things, buy the correct sizing, hammer the joint in, boom, perfect metal joint. But that's for when I have money. They're not that expensive. They're very cheap. But like, I already have the 3 and 2 millimeter. For now, I'll figure something out for the toe joint. I have ideas. But yeah, that's basically it. Okay, get rid of that. So you can see how I'm doing the joint like this. So it gets... There's gonna be a... kind of questioning how I'm gonna do this right now. I mean, chances are I'm gonna have this as one single piece, and the neck a separate piece. Maybe? Maybe? But I don't know yet. Oh, and I need to fix this. None of the... I gotta... Back gets kind of shifted a bit like this, so it's a little bit easier for the figure. And then crunch it down a bit too, so it helps you so it rolls. And for this... you can immediately get rid of that. It's like, okay, we have this part of the leg. How much do I keep and get rid of? I don't know. So yeah, that's one thing, you know, that's explaining the divine inspiration that I got. What else has happened? I think 1 or 2 weeks ago I got to hang out with some of my friends that, you know, we do something I don't get is, like, I talked to one of my siblings. They always talk about, it's like, oh, you know, you gotta make time for your friends. They do, like, monthly hangouts or whatever. I'm like, dog, we see each other once every 6 months. I mean, yeah, sure, we talk online and whatnot. We talk on like, Discord, but we don't, like, meet up for, like, 6 months, because it's always like, I'm busy with school, or I'm busy in a different country. Or I live somewhere else, and can't regularly drive. You know what I'm saying? So we just do a every couple of months. It's like, hey, is everyone free? Yeah. Sweet. Let's hang out. And then we hang out, and then we have a good time. And then also something that my sibling talks, it's like, oh yeah, we all, you know, talk about actually, like, you know, what you do. Unfortunately, we do in fact fall into the stereotype with guys, where it's like, we don't talk about really anything that changes. It's always like every once in a while I tried when we were playing. We went to a board game cafe to play games. We played the Shovel Knight board game, and after that I went to my house and then we played. I found a lightsaber for like $10 at the local liquidation center. It was really cool. It had lights. It had swing motion sounds and swinging and all and lights and all that. It was pretty sweet. It was actually pretty sweet for $10. I got a lightsaber when I was like 10 or 12, like a good one. It was an Ultra Saber, and that thing was like $120, something around that time. So getting another one, effectively, I mean, it's worse. It's less. You can tell the build quality's worse, but still getting it for $10 though. That was pretty sweet. Yeah, every time I do this, I always end up like, I set up like a system like this. Like, you can see right here, over here too. Yeah, this was a different design. This was a design where I was trying to come up with, all of it very, close to how the Dummy 13 design was. But I'm moving away from this. This was like, actually like last month. Was it last month? This might have been like 2 weeks ago, actually. Maybe 3. No, it was definitely 3. It was definitely 3 weeks ago. After I did the thing. After I did my last stream. Anyways. Back to this. I was going for that design, but there were a few issues. Actually, no, there aren't actually that many issues. Like I could have done it using this. The ball joint here. But I'm a very big ideal of like. I'm very much into like the design of like of action figure joints. So making a secondary thing, just like how Reveltech does it, I was very much like trying to do that, and I worry with this design that it ends up putting too much weight on here because it holds up effectively a chunk of your arm, a chunk of like your chest, and your whole arm. This can't hold that weight. As far as I can tell, even with like the Dummy 13 design, it can't hold that weight. This one will. And if it doesn't, I can just modify it and add a bit of like some extras like TPU gaskets or whatever to make it even like tighter. Okay, so this is generally how I do this. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we add another leg bit. Oh, I should probably separate the head. I gotta make the head into one singular thing. Oh, I guess something I didn't have before was I have a resin 3D printer now, so because of that, I actually have the ability to, I mean, I don't think I've... No, I'm pretty sure I posted pictures on Twitter, where I've shown how it 3D prints my head, and it's actually not that bad. Though, the layer lines, you can't exactly escape that because of, 3D printing. It shows a lot of layer lines, unfortunately. Okay, what was I going with? Where was I segueing with that sentence? Oh, because the layer lines, I can't actually sand them down, and it's like, it would never look as good as resin print, because, like, you can basically, you spray it once with primer, you paint it once with primer, and then, like, they're all gone. All those issues, they're gone. So, it's like, Okay. So with this, let me get rid of the mirror for now. Yeah. Okay, how's it? Oh, and get rid of the subdivide and get rid of solidify, so I can look at this. Like I haven't touched this. When I made my I think this is my 3.0. I did not touch most of the clothing because I thought it was like, it's fine enough. So a lot of it still uses some of the really flawed design like modeling principles that I used to use. Oh wait, no, I gotta. Actually, this isn't so bad. Actually, yeah, this isn't so bad. I can work with this. At least keep subdividing. But something like this, I think I can work. Yeah, I can probably work with this. Though I realize, yeah, oopsies, I gotta do it a second time. Yeah, something I saw that I got inspired by a different, by the same guy, Snooze a Foon, but a different figure that they did. Oh man, what was it called? Oh, I don't remember, but you had to pay for it. You had to pay like, actually, I don't know how much you had to pay for it, but you had to pay for it. It was like basically like a female Dummy 13 design. I saw how they did it. I was like, oh, that's genius. Because a lot of figures, how they do it is like, they have a little joint that sits in here. Like that. So that's how you get the good figure joints. No, it's actually more closer to like... It's like that. Yeah, let me hide this too. Let me hide this too. Let me hide this too. The figure has a little ball joint inside of it like this. And it sits about right here, where that's where all the main rotation comes from. And it's very good at keeping the shape of like the figure. Might do that. But you know, something I was thinking about is like, it's kind of funny. I feel like this is like a very specific niche that I'm just like, yeah, literally no one else has done this. It's like, oh yeah, no one else has dedicated this much time to just making it action like that aren't paid, mind you, except for someone like Snooze Zafoon. Like some people do like do it, like, oh yeah, there's some people who actually get hired. Like weirdly, if I got offered a job to work at somewhere like, I don't know, like Bandai Namco, to work on like Gundam, like engineer Gunpla, I go, hell yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be something I'd actually be willing, like, I'd do. That's a thing I'd do. Though there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that. Not that I would. No. I can do it. What am I talking about? I'm the GOAT. I got this. But it's like more like I just need time. My issue for a lot of things is just straight up time. If I had more time, yeah, no, that would have been done. That should have been done. You know. I'm yapping. I'm crazy. Ooh. Oh, you know, I shouldn't be, doesn't really matter that much. I could just shrink the ball, use a smaller ball. So, they usually do something like this, you see. Oh, you know what? I kind of forgot that the legs were slightly slanted. There we go. Oh, you know, that would have been actually been helpful to realize. Because it's like, oh, makes it a bit more, correctly in place. So, there's one joint here to help it so it spins around. And then this gives you, very much a lot of freedom of rotation, too. That was an issue when I made the other figure, where it actually... It technically kept the shape a bit better, but it missed out on a lot of, like, what would you call it? I don't know what you would call it. Oh, freedom of movement, because it's like, it sat, like... It's a little hard to explain that. Anyways, I'll talk about something else. Okay, what else have I done in the past 4 weeks? You know, got back to school. Oh, I never finished that story of the Xbox controller, did I? So what happened, actually, was, so I was fixing the controller, you see. I got... Oh, right. Controller has stick drift. So, okay, I'll go buy something that to help with that. So, online, you can buy, these things called Hall Effect controllers, because the way that general controllers are made is they use something called a potentiometer, which is a 2D 2D thing, where it reads your contact points from the controller moving, you see. And because of the rubbing of the contact points, that's what creates drift from, like, you know, eventually it getting carbonized, or it can either be from it getting carbonized, or it can be from just wear and tear that eventually grinds away all the good stuff, the contact points, which could also create drift. And yeah, that's really it. Okay, so I keep the knee here. You know, I could probably chop off this point. There we go, something like that. So the idea would be I keep one side, and then the other side would be where the actual joint is. Let me quickly cook something up. Hmm. You know, it just kind of looks like I should just build it from scratch. But you know, sure. You know, maybe I'll just build it from scratch. But okay, you know, let's Now I'll just continue on this and then build from scratch afterwards. Yeah, you don't really get much info out of this, huh? So anyways. The plan for this is to cylinder, just like typical actual action figure joints. Oh, yeah, let me just... I'm gonna actually do it like this too, like a little stick like this. Effectively, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the joint like how most double jointed action figures look. So it's like this. And I think it'll look pretty alright. I just gotta like... This is... My issue was that the durability of this. But now I can just nail in a rod. Now it's like, it clicked in my... Just nail in the rod. It's so easy. It's so easy. I've been blind. I've been blind. Yeah, I guess, you know, exactly like this. Typically, with this type of stuff, you'd use a sculpting program, but I do not know how to use ZBrush or sculpting program. So, ha ha ha, funny, funny. So I'm doing it. I'm incredibly capable of doing it, just straight through the heart, straight from the heart. I measure with my heart sometimes, and it just works. So I stick, so it shoves a little stick in there. Boom, boom. All of a sudden, there you go. Double knee joint, and I gotta do it a second time, so I can do it up in here with his arms. And then foot joint is very simple. It's just so they do the same thing, but with like, oh right, how would I do this? How would I do this? Generally how I'm thinking, and my immediate thought is to get this point duplicate, separate, get the points again, delete it, so it's two separate parts. where in one joint pull this down. Throw that in a bit more. Something like this. Okay. So it says like this. Oh, I might have to, okay, the idea of it is we get a... maybe too ambitious, but it's like a actual ball joint. I mean, the obvious one is to use a cylinder. Like this. That's the obvious answer. You do that. Make it as wide as the actual boot. Like that. So then when it moves like this. Like that, you see? Like that. That's the obvious thing. You know, you get forward and back. But the issue, the part that I don't like is, like, you gotta... You only get one set of motions. Kind of want the ankle rolling, too. Kind of want the ankle rolls, you know? You know what I'm saying? Ankle rolls. So I'll try and do a ball joint like this. Though it's not gonna be easy. You know something that's funny? Whenever I stream, I was like, because of the raw yapping I do, you know, several yaps per second, I end up very hungry. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure I've talked about that. Talking, weirdly, streaming makes me hungry. It gets me hungry at after a while. Oh, and then, okay, no, I'll just keep I'll have this part. I'll have this as one singular piece, you see, like this. Because I think, it'll probably be simpler that way. Okay, let me just go over here. Hands. I haven't really thought too hard about how to... No, I have. Thought about, like, How do you do the hand joints? Because that's not going to be easy. Oh wait a minute. I forgot. I already grabbed them once. Okay. Originally I was thinking of doing like this, but I'm sure we can get away with a bit more. Oh, whoops. I didn't realize there was a thing there. Oh. Oh boy, I love this. I guess the sun is now moved to be the perfect position to blast me straight in the eye, right where I'm streaming. Now, I can't close that window because my 3D printers, my resin printer venting is just like right out there too. Huh. Oh, I didn't set it to random. That's why it's like.
The YouTube music app has the power to sense
Yo, shut the fuck up, YouTube. I don't want it.
the moment you open the app. It's almost like
I'm not paying for YouTube Premium. I just learned about Premium Light. Yeah, did you hear about that one? They made a has a YouTube Premium Light where you only oh, whoops, that's pretty loud. You only sometimes get ads. Oh, wow. Sometimes. Do you define how much sometimes is? No. Oh boy, I love that. That's so great. That's so good for the consumer. No, whoops. Yeah, that should be enough neck. And then, I don't know, right here, we just, like, punch a hole, so it's, like... Punch a hole so you can put the double ball joint, one one in the neck, one in the head, and then one at the bottom, so I can connect the neck to the base. Perfect. Well, that means I need a little bit of a body underneath here, you know? Or not, you know, I could just... Free rolls are enabled. Oh. Whatever that means. Who knows what that means? I don't. Yeah, I'm getting awfully tired and hungry right now. Maybe the... I mean, it's been an hour. Have I burned out all of my happy energy? I guess I have. Maybe we'll call it... I guess I'll call it in. At this point, I'm not gonna guarantee if I do or do not show up. Because, yeah, no, I don't know, man. Sometimes I just get sad. So I just get hit, you know? Yeah. Can't do anything about that. I mean, I guess I could just thug it out and maybe just be a bum online. But, yeah, I've thought about that. You know, it's like, oh, that was a bad stream. I'll just delete it. Anyways, I think I'll call it in for today. You know, so I can lay down for a sec, you know. Nap. Maybe take a caffeine pill. I don't drink coffee. Just get some caffeine in my system. Anyways, we'll call it in for today. Thank you for watching. As far as I know, there's no one on YouTube watching. I don't actually know. It doesn't actually tell me. But there is one person on Twitch, so thank you. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Eventually, if I like can stream again. You know, sometimes, you know, who knows. Bye bye.